Alright, hello and welcome to the Vibe with me, Leones Kalumiana, your presenter. Today I'm delighted to have one of the biggest musicians talking about Zambia, as well as Zambia is concerned. Not only in Zambia actually, he has been doing well even international. We've seen his videos actually playing on Trace Africa. Alright, I'm talking about Jay Rox. Jay Rox, welcome to the Vibe.
Thanks a lot for having me, bro.
Ah, good. It's been long, eh?
Yeah. It's been long.
You've been off the camera as of late. Where have you been hiding?
Work, man. I think I've been on the cameras musically because I've been releasing quite a number of songs.
Yeah.
I released my album last year, which came with some videos. But I've also got a company that's creating content for MultiChoice, so that's what's been keeping me busy.
Wow. Talking about the company, actually, TUVWANGE, are you the owner of the TUVWANGE?
I can't say the owner, but I am the producer.
Okay.
So I've produced quite a number of shows for Zambezi Magic, and TUVWANGE happens to be one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the experience actually when you started TUVWANGE mixing music away from music and into production, media production?
I think I'm lucky enough to go through a phase in my life where I learned to manage my time better. So I rarely get the pressure of, oh no, I need to do this, I need to do that. I've managed my time so well that I'm able to multitask and do quite a number of things in a day. So I'm one that's very focused and firm when it comes to time. So it's because of that I've been able to produce TV content and also be able to keep my music career alive. Yeah.
Okay, so apart from TUVWANGE, which other businesses have you ventured into?
I think you can't really call TUVWANGE a business because it's a TV show that Upfront Media has been able to produce. We've also been able to produce Mungoma. We produced Lusaka Hustle. We produced My Father and I Season 1 and Season 2. And also the OTR2 documentary. So it's quite a number of things that we've been able to do.
It looks like the media fraternity are stealing you away from the music, huh?
We're just trying to create all the ideas that are in the mind and bring them back to bring them to life, actually.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. We've seen a lot of Zambian musicians. Actually, it's been difficult for them to make it international. How have you managed to penetrate the international market?
I think when you put your mind to something, it's anything is possible. You're able to make it as far as you wish. I think for those that haven't been able to get so far, yes, there are those that are maybe that have been unfortunate. But I always feel like there's always a solution. When you're determined, there is always a path you can take that will take you to where you need to go. So I think I can't answer for those that have been able to make it, but I can answer for myself and some of the things that I've been able to do. And these things have been when you've got a plan and a vision and a certain place you want to see yourself. You stay focused and you keep the determination. Nothing comes easy. You have to jump quite a number of hurdles on your way until certain things happen. So I'm not saying we're not determined as artists, but I'm just saying there's probably something more that you should have within yourself that will push you to get to a certain point, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you doing it looking at COVID-19 season? How are you performing? How are you doing? Like musically, how are you doing it now? Since everything has now changed.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to be one of those artists that took my online presence very serious from early stage. So we started making money off music, iTunes and all these other platforms, streaming sites, way before streaming sites became what they are today. We used to have checks that would come through every now and then. So even when I ventured onto my solo career, and started pushing, I always had that mindset to try and see, find the possibility of positioning the music on the online platforms to try and make sure that people can access it, but also be able to pay something. So when I released my Ska album, it so happened that that's when COVID was at its peak. So we decided to use more of a social media push, because we knew that people had data, because people were not going out as much, meaning they had data. So the only way we're going to push our songs is to use the data. So we made sure that the songs were very visible. We created enough visibility in terms of the way we had positioned the marketing plan, to make it easy for someone to click on a link. And that's what happened. We had a lot of people come into the links. YouTube views were crazy. We got in the millions for the album itself. So far, I think the album is sitting on should be over 5 million streams overall on all platforms. And all of those streams are money. So on YouTube, when people watch, for every view, there's money that's coming. So the only thing I can say is that God has been taking care of us. Yeah.
Can we say Jay Rox is a business?
Jay Rox is a brand.
It's a brand, eh?
Yeah, it's a brand.
Oh, okay, that's good. Now, looking at these upcoming artists who want to make it now with these restrictions, they can't perform. Looking at COVID, what advice can you give to them? They found themselves in a difficult way, actually.
I keep telling people that being an upcoming artist should be the most exciting part of your music career, because you've got the opportunity to try different things, because people don't really know you for a certain sound or know you for a certain one thing that you've done. So as compared to like an artist that's probably made it, and established artists that have been identified with a certain sound, it makes it difficult for you to keep on giving people the music, because they feel like, oh no, we've already heard this, we've done this. So it's more difficult for you to maintain than it is to blow up. So when I hear upcoming artists complaining about, oh no, right now because of COVID, because of that, we're not able to do this, I'll say, how many upcoming artists are doing shows by themselves and making money when COVID is not here? How many artists were doing that? None.
Yeah.
Upcoming artists have always, focus on the illusion of social media, the illusion of the likes, how many people like my things, and they've got this perception that if you get 1,000 likes on Facebook, then it means you have 1,000 people that are listening to your music. But that's not true, because I find myself sometimes just liking a post without even reading it.
Wow,
so there's possibilities that people are not listening to your music. So I think most of the artists should sit down and try and figure out a physical way of pushing their music, because then you get actual reactions from people. So when you meet someone and you give them your song and they have a listen, they're able to give you actual feedback, and you're able to confirm that this person has listened to the song, as compared to the streams. Because sometimes you go on a site and you try and play the song, you play 10 seconds into the song, the network is bad, you don't listen to it. There's possibilities that will count as a stream. So it's not guaranteed that the number of people that are showing have your song actually have listened to your song. So I think we just need to get back to the old way of doing things, and the old way is try and find a way of getting actual people to listen to your music. And while you do that, you also capitalize on the fact that we have social media. So social media should be it should be two separate strategies that you work on. The actual physical experience and the virtual experience itself. Find a way of balancing the two. Yeah.
Now talking about the Zambian touch, are we running away from our Zambian style? Looking at when you talk about Nigeria, they've got their own style. South Africa, they've got their own style, Amapiano, and Zambia. Are you artists running away from the style, the Zambian touch, to the international, trying to follow up the international market?
Like I say, it would be wrong for me to speak for other artists, because they're not here to speak for themselves, and I don't represent them, but I represent myself.
Yeah.
And what I can say about that is I've never heard of such thing as your style. We're running away from what style? If I sing in Nyanja on a song, I sing Nyanja, I'm switching between Nyanja and English, then what style is that? Isn't that Zambian? You get what I mean? So what style do you mean? If you say I'm a piano, the instrumental. If I'm singing Senga on a I'm a piano beat, that means I'm singing South African music. It just doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, we should be able to embrace the fact that people are able to get the languages that we have and put them on the music. You understand? We need to stop having this very our mindsets. This mindset of, oh, it should sound like Kalindula, it should sound like this. If you got a Kalindula song today and you played it in the club, do you think the people in the club would dance? Let's be realistic. Because no one, I'll tell you one thing, no one is ever going to go back and start doing Kalindula music. It's not happening. The most you get is Afunika mixing it up and trying to make it work. But even it is not the Kalindula. It's a bit more modernized because he's also thinking things have changed.
Yeah.
And imagine the whole lot of the industry doing Kalindula. Everyone's doing Kalindula. Are you going to listen to jive to a Kalindula song every day?
Partially, of
Let's
course.
be realistic. Let's be realistic. You think these kids of nowadays will be able to dance to a Kalindula song when you play it in the club? You understand? Times change. Kalindula was big and it made a lot of noise, but times change.
But
right now, what's important is that we're able to get our Nyanja, our Bemba on this music, and we're trying everything possible to export this music and to make it work. You understand? Like when you say, oh, because we've changed the sound, we've changed this, we're trying to sound like South Africans. I don't think there's a Zambian artist that's trying to sound like South Africans. If I get an instrumental that's got the South African groove, but I'm singing in Nyanja, does it mean I'm trying to sound South African?
But
Those same people that complain and say Zambian music is sounding like this, they don't even listen to Zamrock. They don't listen to Kalindula. When you check their playlist, they've got Chris Brown there and all these Americans on their playlist, but they're busy talking. Zambian music is not going anywhere because we don't even do Kalindula music. How many people listen, genuine people that actually listen to Kalindula? So this goes back to the same thing of there's so many hypocrites in this place, people that just talk but don't do the work. You understand? So even when we structure and we start discussing the way forward for Zambian music, we should be real enough to call a spade and try and find a way of making this thing work.
all right. We are going to go on a short break. I will be right back. Remember that you're still watching The Vibe with me, Leones Kalumiana, your presenter.
Pull up in a place, it's a kuta die. Loyal to my girl, can to kuta my bay. Who that girl, kind of fusa my pay. Kala mika pita ba mapunda zalo. Material full to my pisha balo. Can I say?
Alright, you're still vibing with me, Leones Kalumiana, and we're still here with one of the biggest Zambian and international musicians. We are talking about Jay Rox in the building. Jay Rox, welcome back. Oh, good. So now, talking about the Zambian industry and the Zambian music, do you think there's unity in the industry?
I don't know. I relate with those that my energies align with, and I'm cool with those that my energies do not align with, because I believe in Ubuntu. So it's just, I say what's up to people. It's not everyone that needs to be your friend. I think it's not all the time that unity should be the solution to things. I think, as long as we're in a place where we respect the next person's existence and we're able to come together when we can, then it makes sense. It doesn't have to be every day you're holding hands and you're moving, because people have got their own personal things, journeys that they've set that they need to focus on. Because too many, if you focus too much on unity, then you also stop working hard and focusing on certain things that you need to do. I mean, at the end of the day, your story is yours, your journey is yours. You need to focus on yourself.
Okay. So musically, are we seeing you featuring international artists?
I have featured a lot of international artists, so I don't know what. Yeah, it's.
Well,
I've got
what's
songs.
The plan where we sing Jay Rox this year?
where they're saying Jay Rox is here on the cameras. That's where they're going to see Jay Rox. So
Yeah.
I've got music that I've worked on, features songs that I haven't released with my friends from outside of the country. They are not priority right now in terms of releasing because I've got certain things I'm working on too with my fellow Zambian artists. So yes, the journey has always been like this. We've been working with international artists from the early stages of our career. So I don't know how today is that much of a big deal because we've worked with quite a number of big names in the industry. It's only that now, because other artists are getting international features, that now it's so big, you know. But most definitely, there's lots of features that are going to be happening.
So we've seen a lot of social media cyberbullying.
Yeah.
What's your take on that as a big artist? What's your take on that? How are you championing it?
I don't think championing it is something that I can say is something I should do, but I use my space to be able to express myself and let people know. The bigger challenge is with the upbringing of most of us people, and also the environment and you know, the state of the space that we're in. People are frustrated. People were raised in certain ways that you know, they've been holding on to so many things, so they deflect. So they're trying by all means to get all that bad energy and put it on other people, and that's the reason why negative comments have got more views and more negative posts will trend more than positive things, because it just shows you the level of frustration. If anything, I think within your own space and your environment and the people you spend time with, spend some time to hug your friends. They need love, because that's what they don't have. Because if people have enough love and they're taken care of the right way, and the stress levels are controlled or reduced, they will definitely see a way positive approach in the way that they handle themselves on social media. It just shows you the state of where we are emotionally, mentally, and just physically. The environment is what's causing all of that. So you can't really change people today. So even championing it and being on social media saying all these things will bring even more negativity. But within your own space, the way you move as an individual away from the cameras is the only change that can, you know, is the only thing that can bring forth change. The people, how you spend time with the people that you meet. What do you talk about? How do you change their views on certain things? That's the only way we can change all this bullying that's happening on the virtual world. Yeah.
But as Jay Rox, you've been in the industry for so long. How have you managed to do the transfer process of the negative energy into positive?
I don't focus on negative things. You get what I mean? I also respect people's opinion. You come, you say all these things. I know you don't know me. It becomes a problem when the person that's close to you is the one that's talking nonsense, because they're speaking facts. People that don't know me, people I've never had a meal with like that, they've never been to my house, they don't know me. And this is including the people I went to school with. They don't know me, because that was back in the day. It's a whole different mind and a whole different machine now. So when you come and you say all these things, they don't change anything. You see what I mean? The problem is you, if you're going to pick it up and consume it. You are the problem. Because people will forever say things. People will forever have negative things to say. They'll have positive things to say. It's just life. It's you decide. You decide, are you going to look at that and say, oh my God, that's me? Or you're just going to look at it and say, oh snap, I see where you're coming from, but that's very far from where I am as a person, and you move.
Yeah. But do you read, as Jay Rox, do you read the comments?
Yeah, there's days.
You just wipe them out. How do you?
There's days I read the comments. There's days when I'm not the one that's posting on my social media. Quite a number of times, it's not me. But yeah, you know, I when I can, because I also need to know the people I do the music for. So when I can, I read the comments just to understand where the people's mindsets are like. But I also know that the same person that's insulting you in the morning can be showing you love in the afternoon. So I don't focus on such things. Social media is social media. That's where people go to when they want to escape reality. And when they are on social media, they've got personalities that make them feel like they're good. So you also need to, look at them and understand them. Say, people are like this. Because, okay, let me try and ask you something. If today we decided to say we're going to change this, and by advocating on social media about cyberbullying, you talk about it. You post in the morning, you post in the afternoon, you post in the evening. It doesn't mean when people wake up tomorrow they'll change. The change needs to happen within the groups, within the homes, within the way we handle each other as friends or as family. That's where change is supposed to happen, not on social media. You understand? Because people want to be popular and famous on social media, so you can't go out there and start telling them, stop doing this. They won't listen to you. Clearly they won't. We've seen people that have come out and they're talking about cyberbullying, and on the same post about cyberbullying, there's someone that's bullying other people on the same post. So it just shows you the type of mindset. But we can change the younger generation and help them understand that life is not like that.
Musically, don't you think you still have even the power to change? Because there's power in music.
There's power in music, and when you listen to my music, you'll be able to understand that it's been conscious music. It's been music that's focused on building from the day-go. But if anything, there's power in the way that you move yourself.
Exactly.
I keep on telling people integrity is what you do when no one else is seeing you. You understand? What type of man are you when the cameras are off and when you're in a room by yourself? Are you the type of man that will, go and pee in the tub? Or, because the toilet is in the same room with the bathtub. You be in the bathtub, you're bathing and you feel like you're pressed. Are you going to pee in the tub or you're going to come out and pee in the toilet? Those are decisions that you make. If you're a stand-up person, you'll be able to do the right thing. So do you do the right thing when everyone else is not watching? Because that's where you need to start working on yourself. So being a type of person that's always there on social media and trying to show people that you're doing things, it's nice because you might inspire someone to change. But for me, it comes down to you as an individual away from everyone else. How do you walk? How do you do things? Because I think someone will change when they see the way you walk more than the way you post. You understand? They'll learn more when they see you physically and the way you move and the way you take care of your family, the way you do all these things. They're able to learn more than just saying, oh, today I bought pizza for my family. That statement doesn't mean you take care of your family every day.
It's just a talk.
You understand? So musically, yes, the messaging is always positive. If anything, the messaging, my journey on this earth is to be able to show people what God is able to do in a life of a person that never grew up with all of it. You understand? And I try by all means to make sure that in the music itself, people are able to see. And that's why there's a messaging. Every song I've done, when you pay attention and you listen to it, you get that messaging. If you are a genuine person that listens to music and you follow the story, you'll be able to understand that this is the position and this is what I'm trying to do.
All right, finally, your words to the viewers. And your fans.
Words to the viewers is, you see, you spend a lot of time outside of your life, and this is a daily thing. Most people spend their time outside of their lives. By outside of your life, I mean always servicing people. You're always spending time with your friends. It's more comfortable to spend time with people around you, forgetting that the more you spend time away outside of yourself, the more the person that you are supposed to be becomes a stranger. The you becomes a stranger to yourself. So when time comes that the universe decides to get rid of everyone that you've been servicing and it's time for you to get back to yourself, it'll be impossible for you to know who you are. And time will be gone. You understand? Your time will be gone, and by the time you realize it's not possible. You can't be anything. You can't move or do anything. And that's the reason why I tell people to say, it's nice to have friends. It's nice to spend time with friends. But it's even nicer if you can spend more time by yourself.
Yeah, to discover yourself.
Yeah, spend more time by yourself. Know who you are. You understand? So when people say, oh, no, you're not seen, you don't do this, I don't have to be seen. What am I doing? Spending time with people every day.
Gossiping.
You understand? It's just, I've reached the point where the most dangerous thing in my life is the watch. And I'm thinking the moment a second goes and I'm not doing anything to better the existence of the environment, everything that's around me, then it means I am wasting. You understand? So I'm just hoping people can understand to say, your life is not, you don't live a life that's going to impress other people. If anything, this is a time to start focusing on you, God, and how you can, find out, discover what you came here to do. The sooner you do it, the better. Because also, this is from the conversations that I have with people. I keep on telling them to say, one thing that people forget is the fact that when you die, you're not just going to answer for the normal sins. There's normal sin like the wrongs that we do on a daily basis as sinners. That's a normal sin. But there's also that question about your gift that's going to come into play. It's a whole different situation. So imagine you live your life the right way, but you had a gift that you knew you had and you never did anything about it. You need to answer for that. You understand? And if you're in a position of leadership, yes, you answer for the way you carried yourself. You answer for the leader that you were, plus your gift. So it's more of a burden. So when people are sitting down and focusing on things that don't make sense, we're in a place where Christians are the biggest hypocrites that you ever come across. You understand? And yet this is the environment, and it's normal for them. They've embraced that side of them. When you get a Christian today and you get Jesus and you put them together, you can't compare a Christian and the way Jesus' life was like.
Totally different.
You understand? You can't compare. Jesus spent time with people that were lost. Christians today look at people that are lost and they judge them and they stay away from them. You understand? So this has put me in a place where it's sometimes difficult to even go to church because of such things. So I've just come to understand that at the end of the day, it's your soul, your body, your mind, your soul, your God, and the environment. And the environment is even the plants inclusive and everything else inclusive. What are you doing for everything that's living today, everything that's alive? As a person, what are you doing? You can't be a Christian that's doing so many amazing things, but you can't take care of your pets. You understand? So it's a whole, this a conversation that can go for long. It's a conversation that can go for long because people tend to, there's a lot of small minds, we've embraced this small mind way of doing things. This, I just blind myself to all this thing that's happening, and that's terrible. Yeah.
Powerful. It's a powerful one actually. Yeah. Before I let you go, we're heading towards elections, and there are a lot of things that usually happen within elections. Just your final, actually your words to your fans as we're heading towards elections. Of course, there will be a lot. We've seen a lot of violence and so forth. But as Jay Rox, what advice can you give to your fans?
I don't talk elections, but I talk, let's go and vote. That's all I can say. I don't discuss anything else about elections. I'm not affiliated to any political party. I'm a neutral person in this thing. And what I can say, the only message that makes sense is you got your voter's card, go and vote. You've got your right. You understand? That's your right. Just go and vote. Because if I start talking about everything else, then I might sound like I am standing for this or the other person. So this is my stance when it comes to politics, and that's why you never see a Jay Rox song affiliated to any political party, because artists should be neutral.
All right, thank you very much for making an appearance on The Vibe with Leon.
Thanks a lot for having me, bro.
All right, hope to see you next time.
Yeah, I'm hoping soon.
Yeah, it's been an interesting and educational actually interview. I guess even the viewers have learned a lot actually. It was an educational interview. I must confess that I've also learned a lot actually.
That's great.
From the
that's
interview
great.
actually.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. All right, all the best, and I must congratulate you that you've been doing well with TUVWANGE and your music as well. You've taken Zambia international.
Not yet, but one day it shall happen.
You haven't reached there?
No.
Wow. I like that one. All right, I've been talking to Jay Rox, one of the biggest musicians in Zambia. Not only in Zambia as well as international. I would call him, he's an artist, an entrepreneur, a jack of all trades. Remember that in case you just want to make your way on the vibe with Leon, we bring top celebrities, we bring top politicians on the vibe with Leon. And remember, we are coming your way from Nomads Court Lodge. Thank you very much, Nomads, for hosting us, and see you same time, same place. Make sure that you come to Nomads Court Lodge. That's the place to be in Chadley. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mama, will I make it? There's a Congo chabolota. Anxiety, depression, there's a mingana na maloka. Bengi watu suli de tetunte mwena nomba. Munyena twali chuli de twale la lila sogam. But Papa told me I'm a king, a pharaoh, a soldier. Some pepe kechi lotochi until my life is over. Bambili ba makamba that I'm crazy, nika kamba sober. Been no more ways of sign, you scared of tapping from the soul. So ni mankala neka, mama spirit is my neighbor. Wakaleta pressure, ni malewa sinima vela. So wakali kumeka chimbasela ni matela.